everybody. Welcome to the live watch along of the Saved by the Bellerin broadcast, videocast of the Arsenal and Wolves match. Watching a kind of frightening and somewhat sickening moment here. Wolves striker Raul Jimenez has been stretchered off the pitch. If you were watching the broadcast, you know he and David Luiz had a really ugly collision off an Arsenal corner just about 4 or 5 minutes into the match. Plays just resumed. Long break. I guess plays resumed now, but players for both squads were furiously motioning for the physios to come out and tend to the players. Like David Luiz survived this. It seems he was looking to bandage his head, perhaps, but Jimenez appeared to be knocked cold, and took several minutes for attendance from both teams. They kind of stabilized him. They brought the stretcher out in the field, and he has now been taken off. You could see in the video, his manager Nuno Espirito Santo looked very grave look, obviously concerned about the health of his player. Ryan, you said you've been in one of these. Thankfully, nothing as bad as this, but that was an ugly one.
Yeah, and the sound upon impact was not very nice at all. It was very grim. The smack on the forehead of Jimenez. I've seen this in
other sports.
Not very nice.
It's a sickening sound. You know when you hear that, it's just bad. And
yeah. The last time I heard it that bad, it was Ryan Mason from Hull City and Gary Cahill from Chelsea, and it wasn't very nice. Ryan Mason was badly injured.
And we see David Luiz with a full bandage around his forehead. Now, one of the problems of a moment like this is the players have to recompose themselves. They were just getting into the match. They were just breaking a sweat. They were just trying to find a rhythm. And now, who is more susceptible? I think this Wolves players have to be a little bit concerned about their teammate. How hard was it? I mean, you've seen injuries. We've seen it with Arsenal players, not head injuries, but you think back years and years to say the Gabriel or the other leg injuries, the broken legs. Not Gabriel. Who am I thinking of? Diaby and Eduardo. Thank you. The really ugly leg injuries and the difficulty the team had kind of regaining focus on the pitch. How hard is that?
It's very difficult because it kind of knocks you. The way I can explain it is, it feels like a kick in the stomach. You get a bit winded from it because you've seen one of your close friends, someone you've been with for the last few years, just laying on the floor completely helpless, and it can be very distracting, very disconcerting for them, and I think it will affect Wolves more than it will affect Arsenal. We saw this with Tierney last season when he got injured at West Ham. Mm-hmm. Arsenal in the first half were just not at it, I should say. And it wasn't until they regained their focus in the second half that we actually started playing well. So I think that might be the case with Wolves. They might just want to see their teammate at half-time, hope he's okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about the lineups again. It's a strong lineup for Arteta as far as attacking. We did a preview with Sam yesterday. We were talking of who's your ideal, and of course in our Tuesday pod we were talking who's the ideal midfield. And today it's Xhaka. And given the health, it's Xhaka, Ceballos, and Joe Willock. And I guess given that El Neni's just returning and probably hasn't had much training time, and obviously it seems that Thomas Partey is being nursed back for the North London derby. This is about as strong a midfield as we could hope for.
Yeah, and it's the same midfield that we played at Leeds. So hopefully they've got a bit more understanding with each other now. They've had a week to work at it and the like of it. So hopefully we can see a much better performance like we're seeing now. Xhaka is completely controlling the midfield. Ceballos and Willock are just pinging it around between them. So it's looking good so
And
far.
this is the time of the season, we talked about last year when Arteta came on that he was able to take players who were struggling and shape them. And we're at the point in the season, we're about a quarter of the way where we're looking for the first big adjustment. Obviously, Arsenal's had a little struggled their last 5 matches. They're not scoring goals, but their defense is tight. That Villa match aside, their defense has been tight. They're second in the league in goals allowed, and we're looking for, I guess, the adjustment. Who can improve? And the finger points at Joe Willock as a guy who could, if he's given consistent playing time, be one of those players like Saka last year who steps through. Obviously, Saka is another guy who needs to step back up. As I was telling Sam yesterday, it seems like his crossing has gone on loan to the English national team. Is it just a matter of repetition for these gentlemen and finding their second wind? I guess they're still young players, and this is not normal for them. This fixture congestion and this frequency of play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think the difference between consistency with playing for Arsenal and then going to play 3 games for England is completely different, because these are all international players. Joe Willock plays for the under-21s. Saka plays for the proper national team, the senior team. And then if you don't play consistently for your club, and then you go away and play consistently 90 minutes over 3 games for England with completely different players, completely different system, it can be a bit confusing, be a bit overwhelming, and trying to learn different roles and what the managers want from you in these situations can be very overwhelming when you're trying to keep it simple, especially trying to adapt to Arteta and how he wants us to play as well. Sorry, David Luiz gave the ball away. It's trying to keep it simple and trying to impress Arteta as well. Like, how can I get into the Arsenal lineup where Joe Willock only really plays in Europa League, which is the standard isn't as high as it is in the Premier League. So it's trying to get the consistency in the starting 11 for Arsenal. I think they'll start to step it up now. Saka, as I said to you and Sam last week, you can't drop Saka anymore. I know he's played a lot of minutes, but him and Pepe are the only players that you can trust on a consistent basis to create at least 2 chances in a game.
And we're looking at, he is obviously important. We're talking about going back to Joe Willock. It seems almost that they almost push the accelerator too hard. As you said, he's only playing Europa. And suddenly here comes an opportunity to start for Arsenal. And he's now getting his second match. And he's probably of the mindset that if I don't turn the world on its head, I may not see another start for a long time. And I mean, you know this better than I do, but I mean, I guess that player in that position may want to do too much.
Absolutely, and trying too hard, because as well, when you're that age, you're like, I need to perform, I need to do this, I need to do it now, I need to prove everyone wrong. And you shouldn't. I know it's hard not to think like that, especially at Arsenal, and you've got a lot of quality players who are fighting for the same position. And with Willock, we can see he's got it. We can see it's coming. He's just got to be patient, take his chances when they come. Like on Thursday against Molde, he's created 2 goals, and his third man running behind the striker, past the striker, was what actually won us the game. So he just needs to stay patient and not try too hard, express himself, but at the right times.
Yeah, that's got to be so counterintuitive, though, for a young person who's just so eager to impress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we were talking about this in our pregame. Wolves like to pack the center. They play a 3-5-2. They've actually had the ball most of the time that we've been watching here. It seems that Arsenal's content to let them come forward. But these are 2 clubs that really want to counter it. Looks.
Yeah. I think Arsenal are just trying to get a foothold at the moment. There's Xhaka's trying to control the middle, but Ceballos and Willock are a bit too wide from him to keep the ball for long enough. As I've just seen here, Xhaka's give the ball to Gabriel, and because Willock and Ceballos are so wide, trying to give options to the the fullbacks, he's got no real options in the middle of the pitch. So it's trying to find that balance of giving options to the wing backs, but also giving options to our deep line playmaker, which at the moment we aren't finding the balance yet. Got a good opportunity here. Okay, the referee's giving the throw in to Wolves, which is debatable at the least.
Now, we saw this in the Europa match, Ryan, where the team was really kind of sluggish, and then they got one goal, and it seemed like that really they exhaled. There's a team that's really struggling to score, and they exhaled, and then and then you looked up and there were 3 goals. That's the mindset here. This is just a very fragile team right now. It's lacking confidence going forward. That a goal would really kind of spur them, in your opinion?
Yeah, and I think what we saw on Wednesday was we scored, and then it's like, oh, whoa, we can actually. Wolves have just hit the bar, and they scored. Wolves have scored.
Ugh.
That Adama Traore just absolutely ripped Tierney apart there. But yeah, Arsenal, this is what we didn't want. Conceding first, because now we have to come out all guns blazing to get an equaliser. Gabriel's followed their striker out, and it's just not gone very well there. Yeah. Bellerin's just been being in the air way too easy by, I don't know who that is. Is that Dendonka? It is. Bellerin's been beaten in the air way too easily there. Tierney's been beaten up the line. It's unfortunate as well, actually, because the ball's literally bounced off the bar and it's just fallen to their midfielder in the middle of the box. But it's tough with Adama Traore, right? Because as a fullback, and I've known this since I was young, you're always taught take the player down the wing, always away from goal. But with Adama, he's so quick and so strong. If he takes you down the line, he's still got 3 or 4 seconds to get a decent cross in, and it's very difficult to defend. And it's probably why he's one of the highly rated players in the world right now. Because if we could take him on the inside, Tierney's going to have to make a tackle with his weaker foot, which isn't what we want either. So it's a difficult one. So unless we played Maitland-Niles at left wing back or left back and make Dharma cut inside, I think that's going to be an issue all game. But yeah, to answer your question before we was rudely interrupted by Wolves. On Wednesday, it seemed like as soon as we scored, it was like a weight off the shoulders, and it's like, oh, yeah, we can actually score goals here. Tierney's through. He's put the ball in. Oh, Aubameyang, how have you missed? It's right on the 6-yard box, and Cody has literally got a touch in front of Aubameyang and it's taken it away from goal.
Well, when they scored, we all said, you were saying, oh, this is terrible, but I was also wondering, like, is this what, in some ways, when it's 0-0, it seems they're so guarded, and now maybe, whatever mental break they have, maybe this is going to push them out of it. It's like, okay, now we've just got to go. We have to get a goal. There's no question. We're behind. We really need 2, so we got to go get 1. And here you've seen 90 seconds after their goal, a reply. And yes,
equalizer. Gabriel Willian cross from the corner.
And there you go. I mean, it seems like maybe they just needed a good slap in the face to wake up.
Obviously, I think you're a few seconds behind us, aren't you?
Just a
Or
bit.
behind me. This was a really, really, really good header. It's a short corner. Williams played it down to Bellerin, and he's given it back to Willian, and it's created that little gap, but closer to the goal. He's just put it in that area, and Gabriel has thrown himself out, and it's gone straight into the top corner.
And here
Great
it comes
header.
from. It's my pleasure to watch it now. I'm in this terrible world where I'm an ocean behind you, so my feed is slower than yours. But I was watching them. Oh, beautiful! I was watching the match yesterday, and I had it on in the television in my living room because I have a streaming service. And then I'm watching it on my computer, so we can be on Zoom or we can do this watch along. And much to my surprise, I noticed that my computer is 15 seconds behind my living room, which is probably about another 20 seconds behind you. So
Yeah.
I've got the slowest of all options, but that's okay. This showed some real fight, quick response. 2 minutes later, the match is even.
And it's incredible because I just saw it there. We've scored, and now suddenly we're pushing higher up the pitch. We're pressing higher. Aubameyang is pushing on the goalkeeper. Willian's pushing on the centre backs, and that's what one goal can literally do for a team. It just improves everything.
They've exhaled. It seems that they're so tight, and we saw this again. We saw this in the Europa match against Molde. They're probably thinking to themselves, "We should be running this club off the pitch," and they weren't. And then they got one goal, and then they stopped being self-conscious. It seemed like they were like, "Oh, okay," and they started playing in just playing to the situation and turning their brains off. It seems like they're thinking too much, Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they look to me, because everything is very deliberate. Like, is this the right pass? You can hear the manager, and we know Mikel you can hear him he's constantly giving instruction to these guys. I wonder if they're still a little self-conscious. Like, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to make I don't want to, get myself out of position. I don't want to leave my teammates vulnerable, and then they're just not playing fluid. That was a very fluid response.
Yeah, I think when teams are in this kind of run, like where you haven't won in a few games, or in the league anyway, you haven't won in the league for a few games. You haven't scored a goal since a few games ago.
It was the United match. It was that penalty from Aubameyang was the last goal.
Yeah, and that's why trying to keep things simple and keep it. You don't let things come to you. You're trying to make up for something going wrong. You're trying too hard to make it right, to make things better. And it plays on your mind. Oh, we haven't scored. We need to score this game, and it can affect players mentally. And then that's when they close their bodies up there. They pass backwards rather than forwards because they don't want to make a mistake. And that is what we usually see with Arsenal. You see Bellerin, when he's had a few bad games, he'll pass back to the centre-back rather than down the wing to the winger. You see it with the midfielders. Xhaka hasn't had a good game, and he will pass sideways. And that's what low confidence does to a team and a player. They close up and don't try not to make a mistake, so they keep everything so simple.
Yeah, but I just noticed they're pressing higher up the pitch. We got Xhaka coming way up there. David Luiz may need another bandage. There's a lot of blood coming through that right now.
Yeah, I think David Luiz might have to come off, because I think a little bit of his passing has been a bit iffy, so he might not be seeing things straight.
That wound needs to be stitched. It's flowing quite freely. I'm choosing my words carefully. That's quite ugly, actually, to look at. And yeah, you do wonder if that affects. It affects his ability in the air, obviously, but his concentration, as you said, his passing. They're counting on him for that deep line passing, and it's.
Yeah, David Luiz is critical to how Arsenal move the ball forward because he does it so quickly. Oh, go on, Willian. Oh, you're useless.
Again, that was the question mark for me, and Sam and I were talking about this in our Patreon chat yesterday, our preview. who are the names you hope to see? And obviously, we thought Willock deserves another run out. He's got it. And we thought Saka's got to play. He's got to run out. And we, our conclusion was Mikel should ideally for us, and we're just people putting names on sheets, but we wanted to see the kids. It's like, what you did with Saka. And so the third name is Reece Nelson, because he had a strong match. And obviously, again, Molde is not Wolves. Competition's lower, but he's a player who's doing things that this club needs. And I see what you mean there with Willian. And Willian has been the real head scratcher. And we can I know why Mikel's doing it, but at the same time, you're getting return on your minutes investment with the other kids. So why not with Reece Nelson? He has a skill set that could really benefit this club right now.
Yeah, I think it's more down to what Willian offers going back towards our own goal, because he does work hard for the team. He does track back quite a lot, and he tracks the left back all the way back, whereas Pepe and Nelson don't do it on a consistent basis for what Arteta wants, I think. And as much as Pepe and Nelson are better, in my opinion, going forward and more exciting and more direct, they will go at their fullback all the time. They will not stop all game, and they'll do it. Try and take them on. But with Willian, he does offer that the protection for Bellerin, because obviously Bellerin. Oh, we're through on goal again. Saka. It's a terrible cross. It's a corner. But yeah, again, Saka, his cross in there wasn't very good.
But we're seeing, Ryan, since the goal, a lot more pressing. I've seen a couple of they've taken the ball from Wolves in their half a couple of times already. They've loosened up considerably. You're seeing them go forward. This is better.
Yeah, and it's like the first time I've seen Arsenal midfielders run past Aubameyang or the number 9. We rarely see Arsenal midfielders go past the striker, and it's a big reason for our success. Under Arteta, when he first joined, a midfielder made the run, or Pepe made the run behind, Martinelli made the run in behind, and I think that the run in behind causes so much confusion in the defence that it gives space to other players. Mm-hmm. So like if Martinelli's running in behind, he's going to take the right back and the right centre back, and then that leaves our striker 1v1 in the middle of the goal, and 1v1 with the left back and our winger on the other side, which is what you saw when Pepe had that great run towards the end of the season. He was on the other side, whereas Aubameyang run in behind Lacazette. It dragged the right back, the right centre back, left Lacazette in the middle, and if Lacazette doesn't make the run, which is why I think Arteta made Lacazette play that kind of role, that false 9 kind of role that we was talking about.
Right.
That because if Lacazette doesn't make that run, it leaves Pepe 1v1 against the left back coming into the middle of the box. And where did Pepe score most of his goals? On the penalty spot.
Yeah.
And I think it was a direct order from Mikel Arteta. But then once teams start working it out, then it's a bit hard to execute. But now we're seeing Arsenal running behind quite a bit. I've seen Bellerin, Aubameyang, and Saka do it now in this game. So it's improving, and it's a process, as we've all said.
I'm more light for myself. All right, so let's go back here. Oh, this game has really opened up. Last few minutes, a lot of end to end, a lot of shaky on both sides. I guess depending, we could be up, we could also be behind again. But yeah, a lot more confident squad. That goal has really changed the mindset.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning though that our defenders seem to score more than our strikers.
It's still a matter of we haven't seen very much through the middle in this match. No. I'm seeing Ceballos play central, which is again, we talked about that a lot when he was in the three-man, that he drifts wide a lot and is not making himself available. He's playing directly in front of Xhaka right now in the midfield, but it's not, everything seems to be, again, going through the fullbacks on the sides right now.
So Sky Sports have just brought up a touch map for Aubameyang. And this is probably why Arteta doesn't play him in the middle, because he's had 6 touches in the first half so far.
Mm.
And for a striker, and for him, we need to get him the ball early and quickly, which we can't seem to do. I don't know. The referee's just blown up there, and I'm not sure what for. It's just a bit baffling. Yeah, it's just not clicking for Aubameyang right now, and God knows why. See there, exactly that. Aubameyang's not even watching. Saka's played through, and he's tried a first-time pass, and Aubameyang's run off. So is it? What a save. It's 2-1. Absolutely disgusting defending that. That was horrible. Jack has let Torre turn. This defending here, they're letting Pedro Neto run.
Oh my.
Can he? The commentators literally just said, "Can Leno handle it?" It took a mad deflection.
Oh, that's 2 now. That's 2 for Podence, isn't it? Oh no, he didn't get the first one. It was Neto got the first one, I believe.
Yeah, that was Gabriel diving in there. He shouldn't have done that. Oh well, got to come back again now. Got to score 2 more goals for a team that hasn't scored in the Premier League. Scored more than 2 goals for a while.
Oh.
I don't think we've scored more than 2 goals since the opening day of the season in the Premier League.
You are right. Well,
considering we had one of the best defenses in the league a couple of weeks ago, it's just not gone very well, has
it? It's really come. It's unraveled, and
I do think though that goal doesn't happen if Partey is there instead of Xhaka, because Xhaka can't chase Traore, but Partey might be able to catch him.
Well, I noticed since the first goal that Xhaka was venturing far up the pitch, which is not really what his game. And
No.
When Traore turned him, it was on their side of the pitch, their half of the pitch. That's not Granit Xhaka's game.
No.
In the best of circumstances.
Well, we've got a free kick in a shooting area. What's the bet? And David Luiz takes this. I've completely forgotten to take any photos for the post-match.
Oh my God.
Sam even asked me to. I've completely forgotten.
I am recording this though. If you remember moments, we can go back and I can stop this and pull it up. And
David Luiz is taking this free kick, by the way.
This is my shocked face.
And this is my not so shocked face at the outcome.
Okay. You don't even have to tell me.
I think I've seen David Luiz do this about 13 times since he joined Arsenal. Yeah.
So this is something we don't talk about, but it's probably something we should talk about. He who should not be named, or is not named, took a lot of free kicks for this club before he sat down on the bench, and they missed somebody. You know, it was supposed to be Willian who had these skills, and Willian is not taking them. He had that one where he hit the post on opening day against Fulham, and but everything since then has gone to David Luiz, as you said, and you know that's a skill that's really lacking in this club right now. They're so hungry for goals. Anybody with free kicks, at least trouble the keeper. As we said, we've seen both of Wolves' goals come from shots on goal. They're putting the shots on. They're making Leno defend them. They're getting rebounds, and that's when you look at Arsenal. That's a glaring statistic. It's just not many shots on goal. Period.
Yeah, it's free kicks is. I think the last person I was confident in scoring free kicks for Arsenal was Van Persie. I can't remember anyone since that's been consistently good at free kicks for Arsenal. We've had Pepe take them, we've had Ozil take them, we've had Alexis, Cazorla, but I looked through the stats because we spoke about it. I can't remember when we spoke about it, but I looked through the stats for Arsenal. Cazorla scored once, Ozil scored twice, Alexis scored twice. I was thinking, where did all these free kicks? Who scored them? Mm-hmm. And apparently we don't score any.
No, we don't. And I can't think of. I mean, have we had any? We haven't had any this year.
No.
All right. Well, they got 10 minutes. If we forget about that, that was a long delay. So there's still plenty of time in this half. And we did see one pass over the top through Aubameyang and got a shot off of it. It wasn't the best shot, but
I think if it was a more diagonal from the left to right, he would have a better chance of getting a harder shot on target there. He was just too far outside of the goalposts. Now the Wolves have a corner here, so I wouldn't be surprised. Good defensive header from Xhaka there. I would have played El Nene today, I'm not going to lie to you. His defensive mindset is probably what we need in this match.
And his energy in the middle of the pitch. That's one thing. Yeah. Again, we're looking at it. You know, we got to take up. We're 36 minutes of playing time. And I've seen Willock a couple of times on the ball. I haven't seen very much of Dani Ceballos. And again, this is what we consistently come to this, where we come through a half. It's like, where's our midfield? We've seen Xhaka involved a lot, for better or for worse. But aside from him, this has been another very quiet performance so far by the midfield.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Tierney's tried there, but it just goes to show they're not confident in giving the ball to Ceballos or Willock. Tierney's tried a crossfield pass which wasn't there to be made, and we've given the ball back straight to Wolves. Need to get the ball to Ceballos and Willock as quickly as possible, because that's the way we turn Wolves around.
Mm-hmm. But that's not happening. At least it hasn't thus far.
No. All over the top again. They're through on goal again. Siding it in.
It's just the ball for them right now.
The ball over the top. I'm actually taking a picture of that one. I'm going to talk about that one. The ball over the top there ripped us apart instantly. Gabriel's had to cover for David Luiz and Bellerin, so it leaves a massive gap in the middle of the pitch. Leaves Tierney 1v1 against Silva, Podence, and 3 against 1 against Traore, Podence, and Fabio Silva. You're seeing it when
as I'm watching it right now. Here it comes. As you notice, because again, our fullbacks, Hector was way up the pitch there in the build-up. I guess this is kind of the byproduct of falling behind. We're pushing farther up, They see it.
But as I was saying to you, the running behind is so effective. Like they just made one run in behind and they're on our goal instantly. There's Ceballos, finally. Got the ball. It's going to be half time in a second, I think. Xhaka's shouting because Willock and Saka have just run off.
It's not.
He's got the
not halftime.
Not yet.
I mean, we've still got
Xhaka.
5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got to
10 minutes added on, wasn't it?
55 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Xhaka's got the ball in the middle of the pitch. There's so much space, and Willock and Saka have just run away from him without giving him a real option to make the pass. Close him down. Don't give him that much time.
I see exactly what you're talking about right now. It's like where.
Here we go. We've intercepted the Saka. Come to the ball.
Yeah, the midfielders go wide in those situations.
Yeah.
And that's what he was putting his hands out. Like, why are you spreading out? Yeah, there's nobody in the middle of the pitch.
Get there, Saka. Well played. Oh, Aubameyang, you need to be scoring that. We've got Well then, if I'm so confused because it's clear to see that they've elbowed Ceballos in the face in the penalty area. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just hit him in the face a little bit. Ceballos has just gone down, rolling around.
Well, that was better. Again, in the middle of the pitch, you see Ceballos working the centrally, and here comes an attack. They show up.
Yeah. Now, this is why Ceballos should have just got up. If there's nothing wrong, he should have just got up, because now Wolves are going to kick the ball back all the way to our goalkeeper, and we've lost momentum. Whereas we had Willian out on the right with the ball.
I see that, yeah. And of course, after Jimenez, the referee's going to shut everything down. That was a hand across the face. It didn't look that bad.
Did you see the cross from Saka? And Aubameyang just didn't go for the header.
Yeah.
He should have went for that header. I think he would have probably scored.
Ooh, replay, that does look pretty nasty. He got the elbow. There was some force behind that. Podence did catch him. Right on the nose.
I don't know what Bellerin does when we're going forward, but he runs on the inside of Willian all the time.
Consistently, yeah.
He's playing inside right now, and it's literally given Willian no option.
We were talking about that yesterday, that he does that, and that's one of the reasons. Remember when Pepe was in there, we kept talking about that. Pepe's game is cutting inside, so he can get the ball on his left foot, and when Bellerin is playing that, as you said, the right inside, he's forcing the winger on that side wide, and
because
not helping. It doesn't matter who it is.
No, because Ceballos gets the ball in like the right central midfield area, and Willian's wide, and Bellerin is on the inside wide. If Willian gets the ball, he's got no option because he's got 2 or 3 players in between him and Bellerin. So Bellerin needs to go on the outside of him to give him a better option. But I don't know if this is what Arteta has asked him to do, but it just seems very weird. Like he's not given a decent option. It's just...
All right, so You're gonna make a lot of hay with that slide, Ryan, when we get to half coming up.
Yeah. He should blow in a second. I'll put the picture in Discord, so.
All right, I'm ready. Well, I'm gonna bring it up. We're in Zoom. We just bring it in the chat. We'll do a screen share. I think you have an option. I don't have the option. Yeah. I think you can do it.
Yeah,
I think all of us have the option to just hit the button and bring it up.
Yeah, I just need to send it to myself on Discord so I can save it to my laptop. We're doing Telestrator now, yeah?
Get a little time. Okay, so are you ready? I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the pictures to send over Discord.
Okay.
I don't know if they have.
Yes, our gallery in his Discord is not happy at all, but especially not happy with Willian. But as we were talking about it, Hector's not helping the right wing. Again, most of the action is coming down the left. So a couple of decent chances, not the best crosses, but a couple of decent setups down the left with Tierney and Saka, especially. Not so much on the right. And how much of that is, Willian struggling? How much of that is the lack of interplay with him and his fullback? I think it was something we should discuss. But we're going to talk about the defending or the frailty of the defending in a moment. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just saving the pictures to my computer.
Okay.
And then I'll be with you.
3, 2, 1. All right.
There we go. Saved them. Now I just got to open Telestrator. I'm going to talk about the ball over the top.
Okay, let's do it.
So, screen share, Telestrator. Go.
Okay, so we've come to the half. And if you watched the match, there was a horrible collision in the opening minutes off an Arsenal corner. David Luiz and Jimenez, the Wolf striker, hit head to head. Jimenez was knocked out cold, and we were speculating, would that stun the players? Again, the manager seems stunned, but Wolves responded certainly better than Arsenal has. Two aggressive goals where they just kind of out-muscled Arsenal for position, got 2 rebounds, and they have the lead 2-1 at the half. Take it away, Ryan.
Yeah, and I think the most frustrating thing for me from that half was this. We see David Luiz here and Bellerin here, oblivious to the ball over the top, which comes all the way down here, over the top. And then they're obviously going to get beaten for pace because the ball over the top is perfect and Pedro Neto is not slow, which then Ceballos is going to struggle to get back and follow this man here. Xhaka's going to struggle to get back on this man, and Adama Traore is that far wide that it's going to be a struggle to get. Tierney's going to have struggle covering him because he's so quick. This ball is created Pedro Neto here to go down the line. He's going to beat David Luiz for the pace over the top. So Gabriel is going to have to come across to stop Pedro Neto. But then that leaves Fabio Silva with a free run at goal. We saw the ball get played over the top. Pedro Neto beat David Luiz for pace. Gabriel has come across here Tierney has come across here. Xhaka and Ceballos have not tracked him, or him, and it left Tierney with Traore, Fabio Silva, Podence, 3v1, which led to a goal. A shot on goal, which Traore put into the side net. Realistically, David Luiz should be here in this position here. Ceballos needs to be covering Bellerin, and Xhaka needs to be there. Saka needs to be here in this position, a little further back, so we can cover all bases. When David Luiz comes to here and Ceballos comes here, it stops Pedro Neto making that run free. Whereas we know David Luiz hasn't got the pace, we know Ceballos haven't got the pace, but if they position themselves correctly, we won't be exposed on the over the top. And if I'm going to be extra critical, Bellerin should really be in this position here, and David Luiz here next to Gabriel, because then that allows Xhaka to be here, so that this man here can't make the blindside run. It allows Ceballos to be here, so it doesn't allow Podence to make that run, and this man here running behind as well. And it also gives Tierney the option to either go wide to Traore or cover Gabriel if it comes to it. And that all because of people not in the right place at the right time, which is kind of frustrating, because one through ball over the top and we're extremely exposed. And I was saying during the half that if we can get runners in behind, this is the confusion it causes. And the second one, I believe.
But the match was a draw at that point. That's the really frustrating part. They even the match very quickly. They created a couple of opportunities. This is even play, open play. They're not chasing a lead, and it seems that they were playing like they were one goal behind when they were even.
Yeah, and this is another thing which I noticed from Arsenal. The defence, Tierney, Gabriel, Luiz, Bellerin, all in the right place. They're all in one straight line, which is good, which is perfect. Traore is obviously going to take, this is on their goal. Traore takes Tierney up the line. And you can't fault Tierney, because no one in the world is going to be able to defend Traore when he goes up the line at full tilt. What frustrated me is this. Ceballos and Xhaka, I'm going to mark their players in blue here. They're on the blind side of our midfielders. Our midfielders should be here and here. But because they're so far up the pitch, they get caught on the counter. And they don't have the athleticism to get back, which me and Sam have both said numerous times. Partey in the middle, that doesn't happen. And then in the middle, it doesn't happen. We've always got one person able to cover. And Traore obviously beats Tierney, gets the ball into the box. Bellerin gets beaten in the air by this man.
Yeah.
He gets beaten in the air by Dendoncker.
Dendoncker, right.
Yeah. But if Ceballos is here, Dendoncker doesn't have a free run to get on the end of it here, which he's going to beat Bellerin in the air because he's taller and has a run on the ball. If Ceballos is in the right position, or if Xhaka's in the right position, they stop a free run, and who knows, he wouldn't have got on the end of it, because Dendoncker's beating Bellerin in the air. Bellerin is on the down, and then ball just drops to Pedro Neto to have a tap in, which is
looking at this. What options does obviously the position note's got to improve, but we're looking at the limitations again, and we've talked about this. Welcome, Sam. We've talked about the limitations. I'm going to bring you in to address this. What Ryan has just set up. We've talked about the lack of speed. This came up in the Leeds match, where Leeds got lots of opportunities on breaks similar to this because their midfielders just beat ours down the pitch. Looking at his bench, I think Ryan was talking about this late in the first half, that he would love to see Elneny on for the energy, for the legs. What bullets does Arteta have in his gun? He was looking to make a substitution to remedy this and to give himself more control in the middle of the park. In your opinion, Sam?
Well, quite frankly, it's only Elneny that's able to do that. I don't think that we've got the options in the middle without Partey. Partey is a massive miss. But looking at the picture that we've got in front of us right now, it's clear as day. Elneny sits in front of Fabio Silva on the edge of the box there. It is shambolic, quite frankly. We haven't got the options in midfield, and the sooner January comes, so we can rectify that, the better.
So you're looking possibly for an early substitution. I mean, what can change? They had a real spurt. They had a real push after the first Wolves goal, and they got it back very quickly. Near the end of the half, Ceballos started getting the ball in the middle of the park and at least making a fuss around Wolves' box. What are you looking forward in these first 10-15 minutes of this next half?
I definitely have Elneny on, Xhaka off. I don't think Xhaka's offered us absolutely anything this game, and it's been symptomatic of him this season. Elneny, I'd have him at the base of the midfield. Looking at the game when we had a bit of dominance in the first half an hour, for me, Ceballos and Willock, they need that freedom to roam. They don't need to be too concerned around the defensive responsibilities, and that's where Elneny would be in to cover that space, because obviously he's got the speed to be able to do it. He's got the athleticism to be able to do it. Xhaka, it just hasn't happened. It's not happening, and yeah, this game could potentially run away with us if we don't change soon.
Ryan, what do you think? If you're the manager, what's your approach?
Exactly the same as Sam. He hit the nail on the head with that one.
All right, so let's. I guess they should be coming out soon. Let's just going to go back to the match. In the attack, we're talking about. We were talking, Sam, something we were discussing yesterday in our preview. Ryan was mentioning Hector playing too much on the inside and not working on the overlap, not giving Willian as much space to work in this. That we see Saka on the opposite side. Seems a lot more actions coming down the left side. You were talking about this before. We were talking about this before. How that kind of hamstrung Pepe, it really seems to be affecting Willian as well.
Yeah, ultimately, if your winger's getting doubled up on by a defensive midfielder and a winger, you're going to get very little return from them. A lot of it's got to be put onto Hector's shoulders, because frankly, we see him as a attacking fullback. He's not been that attacking, and going inside doesn't actually help us much, because you're going into a crowded area. You need to go on the outside to be able to give an option to then pull a player away, and with that we would be able to have more creative opportunities down the outside. But that, again, symptomatic of something that's not happened this season. So we'll see how second half goes on. Hopefully it improves. It needs to improve, but just see that David Luiz has come off and Holding's on.
Rob Holding is coming on.
I said that would happen,
but no changes in the front. Okay, so what does that do? I mean, we're looking at we saw it. They got one free kick in that half. David Luiz took it. He seems to be the player of choice. If it comes to that, I guess it's Willian who steps into that role.
Has to be.
Has to be, yeah. All right, so as for Willian himself, we talked about this earlier. We talked about this yesterday, Sam. We talked about this on Tuesday. The two of you kind of holding our hands out. We've seen, the managers giving Saka and giving Joe Willock some faith and some time and some patience. Is it Reece Nelson's time? Especially with this club needing a goal and needing some spark off the wing.
Yeah, but the thing for me with Reece Nelson, I actually think he performs better on the left wing rather than the right, because it gives him more license to go inside and out. And obviously, if he's coming inside, he's on his stronger foot. But yeah, there's a lot of competition there on that left wing.
Will it?
Ref. That's a yellow. Gotta be. Thank you.
Let's just don't let David Luiz take this one. Oh, he's not on the pitch, it's all right.
He's gone.
Yeah, just don't let Rob Holding take it. Oh, it's a bit far from goal, actually. I thought it was a bit closer than it. Need a good delivery, Willian, please. Oh, Saka. Terrible delivery. Oh, get out of here, bro. That is not a foul. Bit worried about Rob Holding against their front three, though.
You'll just get burnt. It's obvious.
Oh. Sam, did you just see that?
Well,
Bellerin literally just ducked out of the way.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. What is wrong with the boy? One thing I don't understand with Arsenal is the mentality. They're just soft. Like, the mentality needs to improve massively. Like, we've had. Do you remember when we had the New Zealand rugby teams psychiatrist come to Arsenal and try and install winning mentality into the players? Like, I just don't know what it is with these players. They're just not good enough. Plain and simple. The mentality of these players are weak. Like, you can have all the talent in the world, got a weak mentality, you're not going to be able to essentially win tough matches. And we all know what the Premier League is. It's very tough.
That's a very
great ball.
I don't know, Aubameyang through the middle, man. He's just not getting on the end of anything.
Well, let's be honest now. We're literally spamming crosses in, expecting him to get onto it. When you've got Willy Bolly, that's what, 6'2", 6'3". Cody again, 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". It's not going to work. These are established Premier League defenders and very good defenders at dealing with crosses, and we're playing right into their hands right now.
Not only that, but I know Cody come up through the ranks at Liverpool, and he's at. Oh, here we go.
Come on, see what is that ball like? What is somebody supposed to do with that ball? Honestly,
what is Saka doing though? That's a simple volley.
It's a bit high. You can't. I just don't understand what that ball's all about. Like, put it on the floor for him to have a clean hit at it, not dinking it in. Pathetic.
There's no options for Xhaka in the middle of the pitch. Look, Willian comes all the way from right wing to the centre of the pitch and gives it back to the centre back. What help is that?
Pathetic. It's such bad play.
That's a hospital pass if I've ever seen one.
Oh, wow.
Willock just put Xhaka in hospital there. And Holding's just been absolutely fucking rinsed.
So glad for Gabriel. Honestly.
That pass from Willock's fucked Xhaka there. Look at Ceballos trying to get back. It's like pulling a fridge. There's no athleticism in this midfield at all.
No.
Willock is good, but again, we say
it needs another couple of years.
Yeah.
Why is Bellerin on Bolly? For Christ's sake, that is basic. Like, look at the size difference between them.
Catch it, Leno. It's so weird seeing him wear the away shirt.
You know what? I actually love the away shirt as the goalkeeper top. Not gonna lie.
Have you seen the league? Oh my life! Close it down. Oh, Gabriel, please get up. Have you seen the leaked colours of the new home shirt for next season?
Yeah, disgusting.
I can't believe it. Don't believe it.
What are they? I haven't seen it.
Apparently, we're not having white sleeves.
Oh, no.
This just going to be a red shirt.
They're messing with the forces of nature. All this praise that we've given Adidas, and then they do that.
Yeah. It might not be as bad as it first sounds, but I see he should do better.
It's so sluggish.
Like,
I mean, he should score that.
I'm not sure. I think that's too high to get the volley in, to be perfectly honest.
Saka, someone of his quality, needs to be doing better than that.
I do agree.
He miskicked it completely. This season's going to be a long season, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be long up until January, but it's not going to get any better anytime soon, to be perfectly honest. See, take your
good
time.
Ball in. Good ball in. Oh.
See, why are we letting Traore turn and run? Make a tactical foul. And then, no way. No.
Book him for diving.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. That is disgusting.
Fucking cheat.
No time for that.
Oh, I mean...
that's a pen. Probably a pen, actually. Yep, that's a pen.
I don't think they're looking at it, are they?
It's not clear. Oh, thank God for that. I thought it was clear and obvious.
Fair enough. Who is this commentator, by the way? Is it Danny Mills?
Possibly. I've not got the sound on.
Oh, it's terrible commentary.
Go down.
come on, a good ball in. That's all we need. Like, I'm fed up with Willian putting it on the first man. Or playing it short as well. Playing it short winds me up. Oh.
Traore took two, I mean, there was some contact, but he took 2 steps before he flopped. That was like an NBA layup. I think that's why you got the card.
Come to the ball, man. Referee. At least David Luiz isn't on the pitch to take this.
I wouldn't have Sabas having it either.
I think it has to be Willian, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Danny Mills just said he got a piece of the ball. This is what we're dealing with here. That Fabio Silva doesn't look old enough to play in the Premier League.
Oh, he's only 18, isn't he?
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the next biggest talent out of
Portugal.
Yeah.
It's Aubameyang taking it. It's Aubameyang. Best score this.
I hope he does, because he needs something. He needs a goal.
Willian's just in the way. Do you not think his stance is in the way here?
Yeah, he needs to be shifted round a bit.
Ooh.
It's the same shit every time we get a free kick.
Hmm. The more I see that, the more that's a dive.
For Traore?
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He took 2 steps before he took the lead. So I'm perfectly fine with the card.
Oh, what is... Oh, God. Like, again, it's mentality. Now, it's good by Kieran for the recovery, but it's, again, mentality. What are we doing giving each other hospital balls? I literally don't understand what these players are doing.
Just don't let him. I mean, it's better. Right? He didn't get a good crossing, but fuck you know. I feel like this is a game for Pepe, honestly.
It actually is.
Quicker. We need the ball moved quicker.
See what I mean? What is that movement by Xhaka there? He's literally hiding, for sake. Oh,
and then he gives the ball away. We need to thank God for bloody Gabriel, man.
Yeah.
This is diabolical, honestly. This midfield three just lacks everything.
I'm not being funny. This midfield couldn't control the bloody under 12 games right now, to be perfectly honest.
Couldn't run a bath, let alone a midfield. Quicker. Need to move the ball quicker. Ceballos takes about 14 touches before he makes a pass. Oh, Jesus Christ. He got back, fair play to him. But Jesus Christ, that was awful. Podence has actually just destroyed bloody Holding there.
But Raf, as I said in the preview about Podence, he'll just destroy people. And his movement is very intelligent.
He's factored in both their goals, so. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm catching up with what you were talking about.
Ceballos, stop looking at the referee.
Someone's just shoved you. Show a bit of fight about you. Not just fucking stand there and do nothing.
Oh, he's given a foul for that. I just want 2015 Bellerin back.
I want a new right back.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Willian, what are you doing?
You were there was because he was from Texas. There's a joke, and there used to be a joke here. There was this guy, I forget his name, but he was a quack, and he had this surgery. They called it goat gland surgery. I don't know if you heard of it, but he used to implant goat testicles into men, and it was supposed to cure impotence, make them more virile. And this team needs goat gland surgery right now.
They bloody need something.
Yeah. And I'm not being funny. People saying that Ozil's the answer in games like this. He would not do absolutely anything. You'd just be adding another passenger.
I'm pretty sure Saka goes down after everything.
You feel Nini just chucked the shirt out.
I bet it's fucking Lacazette. I can just tell Lacazette is going to come on.
Oh, if it does, I'm turning it off. I'm not putting up for that shit.
Lacazette in the number 10 playing for Arsenal.
Oh.
So the Slogan field gets lower.
Like, the one thing I don't understand is why are our wingers so deep? Like, we offer...
Arteta's playing drop back 3.
Do not put Lacazette on, I fucking swear to God.
Short again. You send our centre-backs up and you play a short.
We scored from a header, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Put the ball in, we'll score.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, get over the ball. Why is it always him? The ball drops to him every time and it's always over. Is she sure hoovering at this fucking time? Mad.
It's Nelson. But hey, Reece Nelson, who's he come on for? Willian.
Good.
That's See, this is what I don't understand, right? When Arteta first came in, he started Nelson over Pepe. So
right.
why can't Nelson start over Willian now?
I mean, I have no idea. I can only imagine what's going on in practice. Or there.
That's not a foul. That's a foul for us, if anything.
Why are you crossing it that early?
It wasn't a bad ball, to be fair.
It wasn't a bad ball, but Aubameyang's not set. Take him on. Take him on.
What is Bellerin trying to offer there? Like, honestly.
What is that?
Son, you have a goal if you bring that down. I'm catching up to you. Yeah, with holding.
This is what I was saying to Raf in the first half, Sam. Bellerin always goes on the inside, never the outside. Oh, switch to play.
Because I mean, that's not what Tierney's doing on the other side.
No, Tierney goes on the outside every time.
Excuse me. Look how long it's taken William to get round the bloody pitch. It's about as bloody long as him to do something in a build-up.
At least he got an assist today.
Yeah.
Putting numbers on the scoreboard and that. Oh yes, Reece wanted it. So slow, man. Inside.
We literally offer no movement in the middle. Like, look at where Danny Spios is. It's hiding. Play Willock for...
Could have made that pass into the Willock there and he could have turned on that. But what do we know, Sam? We're just watching.
Well, mate, you know. Christ, this is worse than watching like under sevens football. Like, this is terrible. That's a foul.
Ref? How's that not a foul?
All right, that's longer than 6.
I think it's time to bring Xhaka off.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't hidden behind Moutinho. Oh, there he is. He's moving towards that way.
See, Willock's supposed to be our number 10. Why is he at left back? He's the one trying to play in between the lines.
Look at the ball. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. We are so slow in moving the ball. It's ridiculous.
Send him.
You're not good enough to do that.
No way is Moutinho 34.
Yeah.
Bringing on Neves now.
Brilliant.
I expect a rocket from like 30 yards. That's all he's good at, really, isn't it? I want to know how these football players have haircuts. Pretty certain we're in a lockdown.
Isn't it
Not allowed.
one more yellow card and Bellerin's got a suspension?
But they're bringing Podence off. I'll take a draw at this point.
So would I.
And that's terrible because we support a team that shouldn't be hoping for draws.
Nope. I'm not being funny. Oh, that is so basic. Like, what? Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ.
If someone would to offer us 5th now and end the season, I'd take it with both hands.
I'd take bloody 6th, 7th. We scored like 10 goals all season in the Premier League.
This is actually depressing. It really is.
They're regressing, which I didn't think I'd say.
I can't even say it's Arteta because Arteta's done what we want.
It's the players not taking responsibility. That's plain and simple. These players do not take responsibility because they are weak mentally.
Send him in the middle.
See, that is a simple pass. It's a simple pass. Give it to Ceballos. Oh, you are an absolute dickhead, mate. Like, what? Do these players like just play one dimension?
Yep.
Like, I can't see the pass in front of me, so I'm not going to bother looking for another one.
Come on, give him an option, man. It's a foul throw, to be honest.
See, what are we giving Aubameyang to get?
That
is shocking.
What is Ceballos doing with that? Like, let's go to the fucking ball. Nelson, you got to help him. He's on a yellow card. It honestly is so painful watching Xhaka and Ceballos come running back.
The sooner Partey's back in midfield, the better. It's just mad how one player completely transforms the whole midfield.
I honestly don't know how we're going to break Tottenham down next week.
We're not. We're going to probably get battered. Because look at the bench. The bench looks clueless as what the players do on the fucking pitch. Like, Arteta sets up the system of what he wants. It just seems that the players are half-assed. Like, they don't...
There's no intensity in the press. Like, look, Joe Willock's going on his own. This is what... Yeah, carry on going. Make him kick it long. Come on.
You've got to... That's unlucky. Right. No. Fucking play the way he's facing.
Okay, yeah. Don't cross it in. It's a decent ball. Oh. He's absolutely done, Gabriel, though.
Mm.
Come on, Nelson, get to that. Nice.
Drive.
Now whip it early.
What?
Oh, that's a good ball. Why has he not made the run? That was a great cross.
But I tell you what I think he's doing, Aubameyang's doing, when he's in the middle and people are going towards the line, he cuts back. He doesn't expect people to drive that in. Like, and we need to be taking these chances because we're not getting nothing else. Slide him.
It's a decent ball.
Strike. Oh, unlucky.
Unlucky. It's better. It's getting better. It's a decent cross from Saka there as well. Aubameyang should be getting on the end of that, to be honest.
Mm.
It's literally just gone past his head. Go on. I'll pass it earlier.
Is it me or is Saka literally getting injured off bloody everything now?
Yeah. My God, did you see that cross?
That's being generous calling it a fucking cross, mate, to be fair.
Nelson, you've literally just come on the pitch. This Raf, that's what I was telling you about Nelson and Pepe. Willian gets back there where them two don't do it as much.
Mm.
To be fair, I've not seen Leno in this game this half, to be honest.
No, and that's good, but it's the fact that we need to take chances because we're not right now. We're really not.
Mm.
And as you said, I don't think Ozil would even help this team.
No. But I don't understand what Ceballos is doing. He's literally hiding behind their players. He's not making space in the line. He's hiding. Where Wolves have dropped, it's given Xhaka that bit of space. But again, what the fuck is that?
It was the right idea, just the wrong execution.
Yeah.
I don't even see where we can improve on this. Because do you really want Lacazette to come on?
Nope.
Not really. Is Eddie going to do anything? Probably not.
Mm.
Thing is, we've asked for a back four. We've got one. We've asked for a Aubameyang through the centre. We've got it. And it's still not improving.
Because that's what we do. We just huff it into fucking the wide spaces and hope for the best.
Tierney's a real one, man.
Mm. I hope he gets in the changing room and punches a few of these players. Really do.
Who are they bringing off?
Then Donker, maybe?
He's on. Another kid.
They're bringing off Fabio Silva. Didn't they bring him on?
Yeah.
Max Kilman is a centre back, no?
Yes.
So they're going 5 at the back.
Wow.
I hope Karma comes at them now. Go 5 at the back. It's like FIFA, isn't it?
Mm.
God, ultra defensive.
Look at the player just run off the back of Ceballos and he didn't even look at him once. It's a foul.
Thanks. Gabriel for 25 million has got to be daylight robbery.
Mm.
We just need someone to pair with him. Just need some Saliba to get in the team and prove that he can play. He looked really good the other night. Yeah, Tierney, you tell them. They're not making moves for you. Inside to Xhaka. Where's Saka? I'll turn out wide right. That's it. Send him the line. Take him on. 1v1 him. That's it. And again. Should have taken him up the line again. Wide left. Oh, that's a terrible cross. Oh, God. Did you just hear what they said?
What?
Alex Lacazette is poised to come on. Go on, one more.
Corner. That was going miles wide.
Shouldn't have shot, really. Should have laid it off.
No.
But it's Willock, innit? If you don't shoot, you don't score, you know what I mean?
He's trying something, at least. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Who's coming up? That's a
Interesting.
weird one.
4-4-2, maybe?
Sabah, who's in midfield? Sabah and Willock.
Willock.
So
Go on, Rob.
good cross.
Why have you ducked out of it, you little bitch?
It's just not falling to any of our players in the middle of the box at all. Go on, Nelson, take him on.
Drive.
We are putting pressure on. We're throwing the kitchen sink at this, mate, honestly.
But we should. This is the thing. We shouldn't be having to do this. That's a foul throw.
That was disgusting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For my Sunday league team, we get fined. We get fined for foul throws. Yeah, we get fined for foul throws on my Sunday league team.
Make that and whip it. Whip it. Some put the ball in the box for crying out loud. I swear, Lacazette's he's just come on and he's literally stood there watching it and not made one offer.
You got to help.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Should have scored.
Yeah. Just shows that his shot of confidence at the moment. It's off his shoulder.
I think we can get a goal here. I think we can get two. We just need to score now.
Oh.
Just need to get Nelson the ball, really. Nelson seems the one that's going to make something happen.
I really hope so. Oh, Lacazette making a run in behind. Fuck me, my eyes deceiving me.
Where? I didn't see it. Did he actually?
Yeah. Fucking my shock.
Oh, he's back to the standing still now. It's like a Christmas miracle.
He's made his one obligatory run for the fucking month. That's handball.
Handball. Oh. Hey, did you see that?
That's naughty.
Michael Oliver's just
fist bumped.
So thanks for the free kick, mate.
No worries, Maggie.
Leno. Jesus
sure
Christ.
That was outside the box as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You just never know with them kind of ones. You remember Martinez and the FA Cup final.
Yes. Yes. Fucking hell.
He's actually made another run. He's actually made a run to the front post. I don't believe it.
Why are you coming to the edge of the box? Get in the box. You're not going to score Weldy against fucking 8. Oh, anticipation.
He's just 1v1 against Rob Holding now.
I don't like our defence, the way that we defend. We just collapse back to our 18-yard box. Engage early up the field.
This commentator just said that Wolves have largely controlled this game.
Sorry. If you mean controlling the game by huffing it up the field 9 times out of 10, yeah, cool.
And people are going to start blaming Arteta for these players' mediocrity.
What do you mean people will start? They already are. It's sad.
Come on, Holding. It's a decent pass that. Like I said, you've got to get in the middle of the box, mate. Look how many people they have in the back. Jesus Christ.
What are they playing?
Hey.
6 at the back or something?
It looks like it. I can see why Lacazette's coming to the edge of the box because the 6-yard area is packed. Why is it theirs?
No.
Damn right, Rob. You tell him. Oh, come off it. Considering how big he is. They literally just have to kick it around the back.
Yep. This is where it comes into the FIFA time wasting.
Or they can just do that.
Get your body in.
Push him over, Tierney.
Go down.
Second half attempts, we've had 8. I can't remember any of them.
On target, none. Brilliant.
That's probably why.
That's like that. You need the Roy Hodgson gift there, looking at it going, oh.
Yeah, let's go. Give it to Nelson. Come on. Take him on. Just take him on.
Why are you stopping? Corner.
Now whip it in. Fucking. Whip it in. Don't play it short. What is that? It's gone all the way to fucking Leno. Are you joking me? Got to be an option somewhere. Fucking Leno's kicked it out wide left and he's got it back. Because no one has given Tierney an option. Fucking useless, man.
Look where Lacazette is. That's a fucking yellow if ever I see it.
Did well there, to be fair to him.
Yeah, but again, what's he doing back there? That should be a midfielder.
Come on, boys. Come on, send Tierney. Send Tierney. Give it to Tierney. Am I the only one seeing him out there?
That's dumb. Just get your body in. This is where we discovered Gabriel's got a monster throw-in.
It looks like it. Oh, maybe not. Or a foul throw. It's handball.
Can someone make a fucking challenge, please?
And lo and behold, the only person that can, Kieran Tierney.
Yep.
Got to go forward with it. You've got to go forward with it. You don't have the time to be messing around with it. Oh, Jesus Christ, Joe.
How is that not a yellow? What's Bellerin doing? Like, He's literally, the geezer's nowhere near him. And he's gave us, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's scared. Get out of the fucking way. Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus Christ, man. We're fucking shit. It honestly is terrible. This is the worst I've seen Arsenal play in a season since Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Unai Emery's team.
The crossfield pass from Nelson is just not needed. Saka's touch is terrible.
That's not a foul on Rob Holding, no, for backing in. Fuck me. Just upending. Well done. Fuck off. He's getting so pissed off with people. He really is. Like, look at this. What is that?
What is that? We don't even have anything to do for the second half.
Do we have cut-ups? I mean, what can we talk about?
Nothing has happened, literally.
Oh, shit, we are, basically.
Quickly. Go. Bellerin, turn and go. Nelson, make the run. Go forward with it.
There you go. Oh, you know. These pricks not realise we've got to score.
Come on. Yes, that's the one. Bellerin, now make the run for him. It's the ball.
Bang it for
Send him.
please.
Of course, it doesn't fall to any one of our players in the middle of the box.
Get up.
Not.
Get up.
What have you tried there?
Rob, you got to do something, mate.
Why is that such like?
Look where Bellerin is. Like, what use is he in that space? You got to put the ball in. Put it in. Put it in. Fuck me.
In the middle there. No, don't cross.
What? Orba, get in the middle, please, mate. You're a striker.
Aubameyang is crossing the ball. Oh, Bellerin, bruv. Fuck is wrong with you?
He looks like a man under pressure already, Arteta.
Well, we're not playing very well, and there's not much he can do.
No.
This team is just bog standard. Now turn on it and go with it. That's nice.
Can you drive at somebody for once this game, please? Get out the way. Fucking hell, man.
How can he blow the whistle there? That was
bollocks.
Like, there's not even much to talk about. Like,
No, there really isn't much to talk about. All right, I guess we don't have to do a illustration. We can just talk about. It's not a tactical thing that we're talking about here.
No, it's a mentality thing.
Lee, are you there? Okay. Are we rolling? Okay. All right, gentlemen. You ready?
Give me a
Yeah.
sec, just so I can
All
go
right.
for
All right.
piss,
All right.
and
All
I'll be
right.
back.
I don't even know what to say.
I have a summary of things you guys did say, so we can just review those. I think everybody's kind of in the same kind of hands up world, but let's try to make the best of it.
Right, let's go.
Okay. Just a second here. All right. When you guys are ready, I'm going to start it off.
Well, one good thing is that we are eight points above the relegation zone.
One good thing to say about it. All right, so here we are. November's been a cruel month. Another terrible result. I think only 4 points from this month in the Prem. Fall to 14th, and really, gentlemen, Arsenal belong at 14th based on the way they're playing right now. Again, the defense was been the strength. It fell apart today. Again, very toothless in the attack. I'm gonna point to something. You know, we talked about the formation that we wanted. It's been put in 4-3-3. Aubameyang in the center. The attack is not coming. But again, I think Sam, I'm going to go to you first because you've been talking about it. You've been talking about it. We're talking about the players that who can you count on, and we talked about who's the spine. Leno's there, Aubameyang central, but the big money is not there. Pepe, red card, off. Thomas Partey injured, not there, and the rest of the team. Again, this is still mainly Emery's team. It's not working, and it's you. We were talking about what substitutions does he have to play? What lineups does he have to play? You pointed to a lack of Ryan. You talked about a lack of speed. Sam, you were talking about a lack of kind of
Yes,
character.
it's the mentality.
Yeah.
It's the mentality. If you're talking about who can you trust when it comes down to mentality, I have to say, barring Gabriel, Tierney, Partey when he's fit, can't trust anyone else. Leno possibly. Other than that, the Arsenal players are soft. The mentality is soft. And I've just put out on Twitter, the Arsenal players wonder why people question the team's mentality when you offer such a toothless and lack structure performance like that. It's like we go 1-0 down. Yes, we went 1-0 down. We've done very well to bring that back very quickly with Gabriel's header. But then thereafter, when you're looking for us to really kick on, we don't. Right? We have our midfield too hiding, like Ceballos, Xhaka, hiding behind the opposition when our defence has got the ball. Like we're not moving the ball quickly. We're not moving it in any dangerous position. We're going sideways, backwards. We've reverted back to the old days of Arsene Wenger, where nobody wants to take responsibility for passing this ball forward. And there's been numerous times in that second half where we've got into a dangerous position, and then we just do an absolutely stupid ball, like a little dinked ball, and expect somebody to do something with it. It's like, what? Like, say, Saka's chance, for example, Bellerin, good position, pulls it back with a dink ball, and you just think to yourself, looking at it, what is he supposed to do with that? Because you can't get over that for a volley. You can't head it because it's not high enough. So what's he supposed to do there? Should he have done? Should Saka have done better in the circumstance? Yes, because it was miscued. But ultimately, it comes down to the final ball. And when we do actually get into a promising position, our final ball's terrible. Like, and just to basically get off the tangent, to go back to your question, who can you trust? Barring 3 or 4 players in this team, nobody.
And that takes us back to a comment that Arteta made to the press and to the fans really this week. He said, it's going to take me at least 2 more windows. I think this match was Exhibit A. This month has been Exhibit A. Ryan, I'm going to go to a point you talked about over and over and over again. We talk about we expect Arsenal football, attacking, quick, decisive, speed. They walk the ball up. They're slow. You were pointing it out in the telestrator half. There's not a lot of athleticism in the midfield. There's not a lot of cohesion. Again, Thomas Partey is the one. Obviously, he's going to be the linchpin of this, but it seems that the solutions are not here.
Yeah, and I think one of the main issues we have is that Ceballos and Xhaka take too many touches on the ball. To get up the pitch quick enough, we need one touch, another touch to say yourself, and then pass. Whereas Ceballos takes 5 or 6 touches, does 4 pirouettes, and then passes backwards. And it's just so slow and lethargic. Trying to get the ball up the pitch, you see Gabriel and Tierney trying to push the ball into the midfield and trying to push it into our wingers, but then they get it straight back because the 2 midfielders only know one way, and it's backwards. I don't see any progressive passing with the midfield we played today. Bellerin, doesn't pass forward, and he comes inside too much, and it just doesn't create any overload on either wing because all of our players just want to play central, and they don't play centrally very good either.
Are we looking to January? I mean, that's not usually a fruitful outlet, just something to reach for or count on, Sam. But it looks like they're going to. Edu has been watching the practices. He obviously knows. He's been attending all the sessions. I mean, he's got to know what's lacking. It's kind of gone quiet. This is, again, it's the prices are bad. The deals you get are not good, but 14th, something's got to change.
Yeah, and I'm not being funny. Like, as you say, we're in 14th position right now. Obviously, the only saving grace is that we can be thankful that the league in and around us is quite tight. But ultimately, Edu, Arteta, Stan, Josh, Vinay can see what we're lacking in midfield, and quite frankly, if we don't address it this season, we're in a relegation battle this season. There's no 2 ways about it. But if we need to pay over the odds and get 2, 3, 4 players in, we need to do it, even if we're, again, not registering players. For me, something needs to change, and the only way that we can really change is bringing in fresh ideas, fresh breath into the changing room, and have people that are willing to fight for the badge, because I'm not seeing players that are doing that in Xhaka, Ceballos. Look, obviously, Willock's been with Arsenal since he's 4 years old. He's being thrown into the deep end in an Arsenal team that isn't playing well, and he is trying to create and do stuff, but ultimately it's being hamstrung by the other two central midfielders because they're not offering anything. In terms of where Willock was today, I think he spent the majority of his time between the left midfield and left back because for some unbeknown reason, our midfield just looks so disjointed. And I honestly don't think that we can persist with Ceballos and Xhaka. It needs to be one or the other, not both. It just doesn't work.
All right. Go back to the slide. And it's sad that we're pulling out slides that we created during the Emery days. Because we're now less than a month from exactly a month from the 1-year anniversary of Arteta taking over for Unai Emery. But, we said there was a lot of dead wood. We put a slide up. I'm not going to pull it up. We showed it on the pod, but, we looked at the top 10 contracts on this team, and we assessed that a lot of them are bad contracts. There's a lot of dead wood on the club. 9 of them are still here. Mkhitaryan was the only one that this club was able to push out. And then a lot of those contracts are nowhere near the pitch today. Mustafi was nowhere near the pitch today. Kolasinac is nowhere near the pitch. You got to get people in, but you got to get people out too, Ryan. And that's got to be a goal for Unai and not Unai, but for Edu and Vinay and for Mikel coming up next month. I mean, if you're going to change the culture, you got to change the people too, I would think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But if they carry on playing the way that we're playing, then no one is going to want to buy them because they will look terrible. None of the people are going to be like, oh, I might take, like Newcastle, for instance. Rob Holding had a purple patch. Newcastle are interested. Arteta's actually like, no, I'm going to keep him. Now he's playing terrible every week. We probably won't be able to shift him in January. Mustafi probably won't leave because he knows if he waits 5 or 6 months, he'll get a big major payday with a signing on bonus in the summer for free transfer. It's Kolasinac. I don't see anyone paying his wages because we've absolutely had bad with that as well because he come for free and he's still too expensive. So I can't see many people moving from the squad in January. And if we want to buy someone, then we're going to have to just not register or release someone.
Is it come to that? I mean, it seems, if we look at these, Xhaka came in the Wenger era. Ceballos was an Emery player. You were talking about Joe Willock. He's academy player. He's coming up through the ranks, but it seems that, Mikel is still paying a price for a lot of bad decisions that preceded him, his arrival. And he's asking for it. We know this fan base is a fickle one and not a very patient one. But there's no easy way out of this right now, Sam.
No, there isn't. There really isn't an easy way out of it right now. Obviously, people wanted us to come away from the 3-4-3, myself included. But ultimately, playing a 4-2-3-1, it's evident, it's showing that we can't contain a game. We've got no control in the middle. Are we creating a bit more? To a certain extent, yes, but in another breath, we could say no, not really. We're just so open, and I honestly just don't know what's going on with these players at the moment. I think a lot of it's to do with mentality. Like Ryan said, for me, I think the only thing that we can do is literally buy people in January. That'll be the only fix. And then until now and then, just bloody pray to God we can get some points. Because if we don't, we're in deep, deep trouble.
I think that, the one, if you're looking for a silver lining, is that there are three names that we've started to see them in the videos. They're starting to come back. They didn't play today, and the club really needed them today. Obviously, we talked about Partey. We talked about El Neni. Some encouraging video, Ryan, of Gabby Martinelli working out again. He looks strong. He's probably not match fit, but he's getting close. Let's say, hypothetically, say you could put those three in the lineup. What changes would you see just based on what they've already shown you, or Martinelli going back to last year, but the other two this campaign?
I don't know. I'm just my head is fried right now after watching that. So I can't see a way out of how we're playing right now. Because you think about Martinelli is a very, very good youngster, but is he the person to drag us out of the situation we're in? An 18-year-old that's playing, coming off an injury. I don't know. It's hard to say, really. I just think improve the midfield and our fortunes will over get better. Because once we have the athleticism of Partey back, then I think it'll get better.
I mean, we haven't seen El Nene and Partey together since the Man United game, and that's really the last time that we finished a full 90 minutes and said, okay, that was a really good Arsenal performance. It's been nothing but dross since then, Sam. Is it really that simple? I mean, I hate to look for simplistic answers, but we were talking about those two guys have energy. They have fight. El Neni seemed to be looking forward, something he didn't do in the past with Partey next to him. We know Partey is incisive and wants to play the ball forward, something you were just talking about that we don't see with this midfield. It's going to be baby steps. Again, there's not going to be a miracle cure where there's something going to step on the pitch and Arsenal is going to run off a ridiculous number of wins. But at this point, they need a base to build off of.
Yeah, I think in this game, if Partey and El Neni are playing, the first goal doesn't happen. Because if you look at the way that Ceballos allows Dendoncker to run off him, again, lack of responsibility. I don't think he makes that header, and then that ball's either sailing over the defence and being cleared, or we're getting a head to it ourselves. But where we pass players, we seem to pass players on in the wrong positions. And again, it's a lack of responsibility by that midfield. And with Partey and El Neni, we saw in about a 10-minute cameo when Partey first come, how he changed our midfield. We saw against Manchester United how he dominates midfield more or less on his own. And then he's become injured, and then we've gone back to the same old shit with Xhaka and Ceballos and not being able to control the game. Partey is a linchpin in the Arsenal midfield in less than 3 games, for Christ's sakes, and that goes to show the absolute crap that, to put it bluntly, the absolute crap that we've got in midfield with Xhaka, Ceballos. They're not good enough. And I think if we get rid of them two and get, say, Dominic Salazar or another midfielder to get in there, one to do some creativity, the second to be more of a support player, one that can go in between box to box, or maybe go for a defensive midfielder just to really solidify the midfield and allow Partey to be that box to box alongside someone that's got a bit of creativity about them. You'll see a lot more responsibility in that midfield because people will want to have the ball and they'll want to go forward. But right now, it just doesn't happen with Ceballos and Xhaka. Like, the two are shot to pieces. If you look at them from, say, the FA Cup final to where they are now, if you was a fan of another team, you'd look at them two and go, I wouldn't fucking touch them with a barge pole. Like,
it's night and day. It's true.
And it seems every time our defence has got the ball, the pair of them go missing. They literally hide. They hide behind the opposition players. Like, it's baffling. It's baffling to me because this isn't an Arsenal team that we love and know. This is an Arsenal team. We know that they're in transition. You'd expect senior players like Xhaka and Ceballos to step up and try and drive this team forward, but they're just not. they're there to collect a paycheck and go, you know what, I'm not asked about the results. Because you take Leeds, after Leeds, what was Granit Xhaka doing? Instead of having a go at Alioski, he's got his arm around him, being all laughy and jokey. Like, it's soft, weak mentality, and that is not the type of player I want in my club, to be perfectly honest.
All right, we have to take a deep breath because next up, Tottenham, North London derby. Not a place you want to be looking where you're 14th when Tottenham's sitting on the top of the table. But again, we'll just let our heads clear, try to wipe away another lackluster performance and try to find some silver linings. Obviously, Thomas Partey will be back. That is something to look forward to. Hopefully, El Neni will be back too. You know, might be talking about, you know, are we going to go back to the 3-4-3 that worked so well against United because they're going to Tottenham? I don't know, but a lot to digest, a lot to talk about, and we will be back on Tuesday on the regular pod to talk it about. All right, so for all of us here at Say by the Bellerin, disappointing Sunday. It's been a disappointing season, but it's still young, so we'll look for a change coming next week. All right, on that, we bid you good night.